go outside and play Pokemon Go?
Yeah, sure. Let me go check the weather. It's a good day for it. Let's get ready.
Alright, cool. Let's do it! Ah, crap, I gotta charge my phone.
Ah, me too.
Pokemon Go! Nintendo's answer to getting people outside and keeping active instead of staying inside to play video games on the couch all day.
Look at this phenomenon. A bunch of people at the park looking around, getting Pokemon. They're all playing Pokemon Go. They're all on their phones.
Ironic though it may be, I have to give props to Nintendo for actually getting this to work. Out of all the organizations that have tried to get kids to be active outside in the United States, it's kinda sad that a video game company is the one to succeed. This isn't your run-of-the-mill motion control sports game that is totally easier to work than your standard controller, by the way. Or even Wii Fit. This is a phone app with great rewards for those who get out there and explore the world. Or you could just find ways to cheat and get the rewards anyway. But you would also be cheating yourself out of potential light workouts. Like I said before, Pokemon Go is a phone app available on iOS and Android that requires you to go outside and travel around, whether by foot, bike, longboard, skateboard, etc., in order to catch Pokemon. This game was developed by Niantic Inc., a rather new software development company, and was published by the Pokémon Company. It uses the GPS function on one's phone in order to track your location relative to areas with distinct Pokémon spawns, locations of Pokéstops, and gyms. The GPS function is no joke, as your location has a heavy impact on the Pokémon you will find. Water types near bodies of water like lakes, fire types in generally hot locales, etc. You start the game by making a new avatar, what little customization there is, and then the starters of the first generation of Pokémon spawn in front of you. To catch a Pokemon, you just tap it on your screen, and you will be whisked into the capture mode, which looks different depending on if you have AR mode running, which I don't use anymore since it has become increasingly awkward to try explaining to passerby women that a Squirtle just appeared in their cleavage. You then toss your Pokeball at the Pokemon, and when it lands on it, it will be captured, but be warned, there's a chance it can break free and attempt an escape. Once you finally have the Pokemon, it gets listed in your Pokedex, and you now own it to use in gym battles, power it up, evolve it, or give it away for goodies. You know, if the game decides to work. But we'll get into that. You can spin the Pokeball to curve it, which might give you extra EXP when you catch a Pokemon, I'm not sure. There's also a small circle that overlaps a colored circle that shrinks the longer you hold your finger on the Pokeball. The object to making a solid catch is tossing the ball in the center of the shrinking circle. The smaller the circle, the higher chance of a successful catch. You'll want to make sure to land these catches, as you only have so many Pokeballs and a Pokemon might run away before you catch it. There are a ton of Pokemon wandering the wild. You can track them by looking at the nearby bar at the bottom left of your screen, listing each and every Pokemon in your vicinity, whether close or far. You can tell how far away they are by the little footprint icon next to them. 3 prints means it is somewhere far, and the less prints there are, the closer it is. You know you're about to find it if there's 1 footprint or even no prints at all. When you have the nearby menu open, the Pokemon to the upper left is the closest, and the others go by descending order going to the right. If you tap on a Pokemon in the nearby menu, you'll specifically track that particular Pokemon. When doing this, the menu, while closed, will occasionally begin to blink, giving you the indication that you are headed in the right direction. You will often find moving grass on your screen. That indicates that a Pokemon is close to the specific area. When you catch Pokemon, you are awarded EXP to your trainer level, which allows you to encounter better Pokemon in the wild and find better items at Pokestops. You also get Stardust material, used to power up your Pokemon, and candies specific to a Pokemon and their evolutions. Those are used to both power it up and evolve it. You get 3 candies from catching a Pokemon, 1 candy for transferring the Pokemon, and 16 for hatching one. The general strategy for the game is to capture a lot of the same type of Pokemon, and if you're looking for Pidgeys and Rattatas, you won't have to look very far. Keep the strongest one of your Pokemon and get rid of the others forever by transferring them, and then use the candies to power up your Pokemon as much as possible before evolving it, making it incredibly strong. A Pokemon's strength is measured in CP, or combat power. The higher the number, the stronger the Pokemon. But that, however, is not the only statistic you should keep in mind. The standard strengths and weaknesses dynamic specific to this franchise is important, right down to the type of moves you use in battle. Once you're level 5, you get to choose which team you get to be. Valor, Team Red, Instinct, Team Yellow, or Mystic, Team Blue. To everyone's knowledge, there are no specific benefits you get from either team, but who knows, that might be implemented later. Once you have chosen a team, you can now partake in gym battles. When facing off in a gym controlled by your own team, you can send one Pokemon in solo to battle however many are in the gym in order to level its prestige. The higher the prestige level, the more Pokemon can be placed there to defend it. If there is an available spot, you can send one Pokemon to that gym to help defend its prestige. When you enter a gym a different team controls, you battle the Pokemon there with 6 Pokemon of your choice, although the game auto-selects your best Pokemon. Battling is not turn-based, however. You just tap repeatedly to attack, swipe left or right to dodge, and tap, then hold to unleash a special attack if you have the gauge filled. You can also switch Pokemon mid-battle, but the gym Pokemon cannot. You take down each Pokemon in ascending order of CP, meaning that you're in for an endurance run that only gets harder the more battles there are. The more defeats a gym takes, the lower the prestige, meaning less Pokemon to fight. Once the prestige is gone, anybody can put in their Pokemon instead, and it will become controlled by whichever team the trainer and Pokemon belong to. Just be quick about making up your mind, as someone could easily walk up while you decide and put their Pokemon in. Once you take over a gym, you are awarded 10 coins for however many gyms you have a Pokemon in. The Pokemon you selected to hold the fort will be unavailable for use and customization until it gets kicked out of the gym, at which point, you'll have to heal it up with items. After battling, you can use healing items to bring your Pokemon back up to tip-top shape. Once redeemed, you cannot get any more coins until after about 20 hours real time. You can use the coins to buy helpful items and more inventory space. Or you could just spend real money, which I'm okay with being in the game, but I'm totally against using myself. I want to earn what I get, you know? I get using real money if you have to, like if you can't really walk anywhere and there are no Pokestops or gyms nearby. Pokestops are places from which you can grab items like Pokeballs, potions, revives, and other things. Just walk close to a Pokestop, touch it, spin the circle, and tap the bubbled items that pop up. Pokestops are often placed in important areas or tourist attractions, so depending on where you live, they can be easy to find. They recharge every 5 minutes, allowing for you to grab even more items and receive EXP every time you activate it, although the Pokestops won't drop anything if your bag is full. There are plenty of helpful items like incense and lures that attract Pokemon to either yourself or Pokestop respectively for 30 minutes. Lucky eggs that double your XP earned, raspberries that make it easier to catch Pokemon, and more. Items like these are not only at Pokestops, but are also rewarded to you from leveling up, or again, you could just buy them. Last but not least, gameplay-wise, there are also eggs that can be incubated. Once in an incubator, you will have to travel long distances in order to hatch them. There are eggs that require 2 kilometers, 5, even 10 kilometers. The higher amount of distance needed, the more powerful and rare the Pokemon. The visuals are pretty basic when it comes to the map, as it is pretty much just a souped-up version of Google Maps. But finding Pokemon is probably the best part of the visuals, as it makes you feel like you're a Pokemon trainer yourself when you play with the AR mode, and you see the Pokemon standing there in the same surroundings you are. The sound design is kinda lackluster as well, since there are really only a few tracks in the game. One for walking, another for catching Pokemon and battling them, another for evolving, and one more for adding them to the Pokedex. And let me tell you, the walking music has gotten on my nerves from hearing it so much. Another problem with the game are the servers. The servers have heavy traffic due to the popularity of the game, which often leads to the game freezing or servers outright refusing to let people log in. Currently there's a glitch that messes up the nearby function, making it pretty impossible to home in on a specific Pokemon. There's also a lack of explaining a lot of how the game works. This can be cool though, since there seems to be a few secrets hidden away in this game. Well, I've said all this without addressing the real question, is Pokemon Go fun? And the answer is yes. I enjoy this game quite a bit, and apparently so do a lot of other people. Honestly, haven't spent this much time on a phone app game other than when I was replaying the port for the first 3 Phoenix Wright games. This game made me go on walks for fun, which is interesting for a guy like me, and has definitely contributed to me starting to live a healthier lifestyle. Finding new or wanted Pokemon is rewarding, and taking down a gym fills you with pride as you're now the proud owner of that gym, effectively making you a gym leader IRL. The glitches and getting kicked from the servers due to heavy traffic can be pretty annoying though. Despite the game not being a finished product, I'm still going to give it a score by its merits and the mistakes it currently has regardless. That being said, my current scoring of this game could change depending on the later patches we are going to receive. Long story short, when the game actually works and there are no glitches, the experience is pretty fun and rewarding both in-game and in real life. Just watch where you're going, ladies and gents. That's why I'm giving Pokemon Go a 6 out of 10. Thanks for watching the review. Be sure to subscribe. See ya!
Who's that Pokémon?
Game flavor.
Delicious.